front of Judge Karen Fergus. Judge Karen Fergus holds the power in her hands to award us damages for the disgusting letter that was written over 5 years ago. The way the system is supposed to work, and the way they want it to work, is that I go in there cap in hand, waiting for her honour to come to some lofty decision. But we are aware of two things now that we weren't aware of last week. Number one, Judge Fergus has already made reference to Integrity Ireland in a previous hearing in a case with another II supporter. Now that puts Judge Karen Fergus in a possible conflict of interest situation, and I intend to ask her tomorrow if there is any reason why she might want to recuse herself. Now I know straight away, and people have said to me, well Stephen, why would you provoke the judge? You're about to go in and, you know, she may give you loads of damages. And I'll say, why? Because this is the very point I'm trying to make. We've got to stop handing them over all this power and authority over us when they prove to us time after time that they're not worthy of it. In other words, if the process is conflicted, if it's suspicious, if the judge or the registrar or the opposing barristers and solicitors are doing things that are unconstitutional, unlawful or improper, then what we have to do is have the guts and the courage, whatever the cost, to stop right there and say, no, not in my name, I will not participate in this because it is unlawful, unconstitutional, immoral or whatever. Perjury, fraud, deception, collusion, conspiracy between various agents of the state, including presidents of the courts in the land. Now this is, it's almost unbelievable what we're facing here. We've gone to the various statutory oversight bodies. We've gone to the Complaints Department of the Law Society, the Solicitors Tribunal. We've gone to the senior judges of the land, the Chief Justice, and told her what's going on. We've written to the Minister of Justice, and so on and so on and so on. We've been to the Garda Ombudsman, of course. And what do we get? Runaround after runaround after runaround, deception, evasion, suppression of the facts. Clearly everything is designed to cover up, if at all possible, cover up for the wrongdoing of these people. That's the first and primary focus. So eventually, what do? We launch court cases, hoping that our esteemed judges would have the strength of character and the will and the integrity and the independence, which we're told that they have, to go in there and sort out these wrongdoers in the agency of the state. Because make no mistake, guys, every single person in the employ of the state who is doing wrong, they're not just costing us that little segment of the wages that they're being paid, but it is multiplied fourfold in financial terms alone. And then you have to think about all the extra stuff, the bribes, the false planning applications, the people who are getting favours done for them, jobs being given to so-called consultants who are absolutely no use to man or beast, except in finding new ways to fleece an unsuspecting public. This has to stop, guys. So, I'm here to tell you that on Tuesday morning, myself, another colleague from Integrity Ireland, another colleague and supporter, and a man from the Mayo Land League, we're all going in together, and we're lodging about 40 prosecutions in our own names. And they range from low-ranking guards and solicitors who have been involved in underhanded activity or physical assaults, forging documents, perjury and the like, all the way up to some of the senior judges in the land and DPP Claire Loftus herself for conspiracy to pervert the course of justice. It would be nice to see a bit of support there. We don't really know what's likely to happen. It's a relatively simple, straightforward procedure, but we're putting everyone on notice that we're going to do it on Tuesday morning in Castlebar, and let's see if that's going to get some sort of reaction from the powers that be.
And just after getting a piece of legislation off the internet, and it says the High Court refuses judicial review application to restrain private prosecutions. Now, that's exactly what happened in my case with Fintan Murphy. Fintan Murphy went and took out a High Court application to have my summons withdrawn or thrown out, and that's what happened. And you know, the president was set here. You know, the common informer, I still have the right to bring him on charges, but I'll be following up that one later. That one isn't finished by any accounts. But just to let you folks know out there, the day in Cashel that I was walked to the back of the van with the two policemen, and I wasn't arrested, I wasn't charged with anything, but my freedom was restricted by the two guards on the instruction of Fintan Murphy, and I will be going in front of the courts next week to ask for a summons to be issued on the false imprisonment. And I'm going to get a summons issued. I still have an unknown Garda, but whoever was assigned that baton on that night, and that baton number is 10089, and I'll be getting a summons issued on that on Wednesday in Cashel Court. And to the, I suppose, partner in crime, this is the only ways I can say it, is the solicitor who was representing Fintan Murphy, and the two other solicitors that he had sworn affidavits with their lies that was in the affidavits, the wrong dates, the changing of documents after them being issued in the High Court. I'll be issuing summonses against them, and the jury is still out. I haven't enough of information on Judge Michael White, who facilitated the enactment of them fraudulent affidavits in the High Court. I have to look into it a bit more to try and see. I don't want him to get off. I need to pin him down. So that's where it's at with me. And I just say that we cannot do this on our own. We need the help and the support of the people out there. So for your own information, or even just in solidarity, show up at the courthouse where these proceedings are taking place and just see the absolute fraud that's going on there. Daylight fraud, daylight robbery. It's, as I said before, it's us today, it may be you tomorrow, and now is the time, before you get into trouble, to come there with a clear face, clear conscience, and just see for yourself what you're dealing with. You won't get it from the mainstream media, you won't get it from RTE. You need to be there to see the truth for yourself. So please support, and look forward to filling you in on the results soon. Have a peaceful Christmas, and hopefully a better 2016. Thanks.
My name is Gary Beattie. I'm a member of Mayo Land League and a supporter of Integrity Ireland. In May this year, I was in Ballymote with a number of friends, and we were essentially kidnapped by members of An Garda Síochána, a number of us, because we disagreed or protested or didn't do anything wrong, and we were held against our will. Just like Joan Burton claims to have been held against her will in Dublin, we were held against ours. Joan seems to think that she can get away with that, and she can do that, but it can't be done back. Well, I'm here to say that that's not the case, and I personally intend to bring Inspector Burke and Sergeant Porrick from Ballymote into a court in the not too distant future to answer for why we were held that day. A number of us, a lot of us were held that day. But prior to that, next week in Castlebar, I intend to issue summonses against Garda Gary McEntee, Sergeant Gary McEntee in Castlebar, for assault, for affray, for willful obstruction of me personally. And I also intend to issue a summons against County Registrar Fintan J. Murphy for ordering that on the day. Now, some of you have probably seen a video where I was assaulted, and a lot of people who know me know I have a problem with my knee. I let the guard know this accidentally, thinking that that they wouldn't be too rough with me. But once they knew that I had a problem with my knee, this particular guard went straight for it, twisted it, and hurt it really bad. And I intend to hold him accountable for doing that to me. And also Fintan Murphy for ordering that. So hope to see you all in Castlebar next week. And if not long after that. Have a good Christmas.
Now, finally, we've just heard that tomorrow, Monday the 14th, also 46 families, just before Christmas, are being hauled into the debtors' court, the repossessions court. But for some reason, according to our information, this list did not go up on the internet until the weekend. Now, I believe, in the face of our determined stand against all the injustices that are being perpetrated in our courts, that there is something of a panic afoot. And I want to encourage everyone out there to look at what's going on. Please realise that we are at a point here where we can actually change the culture of corruption that infests this country. We can do something about it. And we can do it, believe it or not, on our own. We don't need them to do it for us anymore, because clearly they can't be trusted, at least not as a collective. We do it ourselves. And the great thing is you can do it one at a time, provided you have the right foundation and the right support. And may I encourage everyone who is watching, again, and I say this without plugging, so to speak, the S.O.S guide, but let me encourage you, please, if you haven't got a copy of this already, please purchase a copy. Number one, it's a great starting point if you find yourself in difficulties with the authorities. It's not perfect by any shot, and we will amend it and update it as time goes on. But it's a great starting point, and in here are the instructions where you can take action to defend yourself in face of an increasingly disturbing instances of illegal and improper activity by the authorities.